We have a brand new Avengers Doomsday report to go over today that is very interesting for more than one reason. Not only does this report tell us about an important connection between Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four, but it also does solve a problem that the MCU would have after Avengers Secret Wars in the new soft rebooted universe. Now, there are a lot of problems I can foresee happening with Doom going into this new universe, and even some problems in Avengers Doomsday, but luckily for us, this new report offers some good answers to some Doom concerns and problems. What is going on, Cosmic Crew? Thanks for stopping by the channel today. Gotta say, I love hearing this report, and you'll find out why. I do love that they are really going to give us a connection between Doom and the Fantastic Four, because one of the biggest concerns or problems that a lot of fans, including myself, have with Avengers Doomsday is that they aren't going to make Doctor Doom from the same universe as Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, because a lot of us who have read the comics know how important this relationship is. So how exactly are you going to have, just so much history and backstory between Pedro's Reed and Doctor Doom if they're not from the same universe? Are they not going to be college roommates? Is there not going to be a rivalry that was established? Well, this new report tells us that Doctor Doom is from the 828 universe. It further backs up what we have been hearing. Doom is indeed from that universe, which makes sense because they had that empty Latveria seat that they showed us twice in the film, implying Doom is from that universe. Plus, we saw him in the post-credit scene. So this is a really great report, and it does imply that not only is there a history there, but it implies that Doctor Doom actually has a pretty strong relationship with at least one member of the Fantastic Four. And of course, that member is Sue Storm. It's not going to be Reed. They may know each other, but Doom doesn't exactly like Reed, right? Sue is completely different, and we've seen the leaked concept art, and we know what happens in the comics in Secret Wars. Doom takes Reed's entire family, makes it his. He's literally married to Sue Storm, and his two kids are Valeria and Franklin. He takes his entire life, takes his wife, takes his kids. Touche, Doom. We'll see what happens in the MCU, but it looks like that is going to happen. So here is what the report is saying. Coming from the insider, my time to shine low. As with all reports, take it with a grain of salt. It's not confirmed, but I love this report. It says Sue Storm believes that witches, not the first time we've heard witches, we've been hearing that a lot actually recently. Sue Storm believes that witches are the reason Doctor Doom behaves the way he does in Avengers Doomsday. She believes they are manipulating him into doing terrible things. So right away, one thing that this tells me is that there is a pretty strong connection between Doctor Doom and Sue Storm and the Fantastic Four in general. The reason I believe that is because Sue wouldn't be thinking that or saying that if she didn't really know who Doom was. Basically, what she is saying here, whoever she's talking to, whether it's Reed, whether she's talking to herself in her head, or she's talking to some Avengers or X-Men, what is going on here is Doctor Doom is doing some terrible things. So at this point in time, Doom, it's revealed Doom is the villain and he's going against everybody. And he probably has revealed that he wants to control the entire multiverse or let it all be destroyed and make his own world, right? So those terrible things. What's happening is he's revealed all of those things, and Sue is going, that is not the Victor Von Doom that I know. He may be a little crazy. He may be a little intense. He may be a control freak, but he's not a mass murderer, right? He's not this big of a manipulator. In fact, he was trying to save the multiverse. So she believes that based on the relationship they have, which again seems strong because she is like backing up his character here. She's saying that's not the Doom that I know. He wouldn't do that. So it's strong. So based on what she has learned, she thinks it's entirely against his character to do all the stuff he's doing. So therefore the witches that are following him must be controlling him. So if you're not aware, we've heard a lot of reports recently from insiders that Doctor Doom is essentially going to have followers who are witches. Right? Well, we've heard Doctor Strange is going to be one of them. Actually, what we've really heard is that Doctor Doom has a follower, kind of a right-hand man, that is a wizard that has a sling ring and wears a mask that has a third eye hole in it. Who do we know that has a third eye, that has a sling ring, who I guess is a wizard, sorcerer? Doctor Strange. And then, of course, the other one would be Clea. And then we've heard that there's going to be another follower who either is a variant of Peggy Carter or is a witch who is changing, transforming to look like Peggy to, I think, essentially get inside Steve Rogers' head, right? So we've heard for a while now that there are witches following him, but the biggest one that we've heard, again, rumor, take it with a grain of salt, not confirmed, but the biggest one we've heard is that Wanda is going to be following him as well. Actually, one huge report that we've heard is that in Secret Wars, Doom keeps Wanda prisoner because her power kind of keeps Battleworld together, which means she probably is following him at some point in time in Doomsday, and he's probably gotten her to trust him, and then eventually when he gets his way, he kind of locks her up, right? And then there's this whole big story about how the Young Avengers go and try to save her, and Avengers Secret Wars, reportedly, again, not confirmed, but that does sound pretty cool. So I like this. Of course, it's not going to be how it is. Dr. Doom is not going to be controlled by witches. It's the other way around. They're following him because he's in charge, right? And ultimately, at the end, he is going to be the ruler of Battleworld. And Sue probably won't remember the past because that Secret Wars concept art shows her at the side of Doom as he is on the throne. And I love how Robert Downey Jr. has completely engulfed himself in this character. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins an award for this. And speaking of awards, the Oscars are here. Now you can finally trade on them legally in all 50 states in the US with Kalshi, the sponsors of today's video. Kalshi is the largest prediction market. You can trade on anything from movies, music, politics to sports. It's available in all 50 states, so let's look at what the Kalshi markets have to say about the Oscars and some upcoming movies we're interested in. If you're looking at Avengers Doomsday related markets, you can trade on when the trailer will be released. Before April, before May, before June. Right now, before June has the highest probability. And what's interesting is you can actually monitor this trade to keep up to date with that specific market. So if something happens, the odds will change. It's actually very useful. So let's actually take an example. Right now, Timothée Chalamet is up for Best Actor and is trading near 34 cents, meaning if I trade $100, I get almost $200 in profit. That's pretty good. So go to kalshi.com/Oscars to trade and use code The Cosmic Wonder to get $10 when you trade $10. So I'm assuming it's going to be like the comics where Doom is basically married to Sue and she has no recollection of the past. Now, here is where the other problem comes into play with the new soft rebooted universe. Dr. Doom is going to be the villain of Avengers Doomsday and the villain of Avengers Secret Wars. How exactly is Dr. Doom going to continue on in this new universe without all of the Avengers, or at least a handful of heroes, looking out for Dr. Doom, maybe trying to go fight Dr. Doom in the new universe? Because it's not going to just go over well for a lot of people who remember what happened before. Hey, we're in this new universe, Dr. Doom's here, let's all live peacefully together. It's not exactly going to work that way. It's more along the lines going to be like, hey, that's the guy that freaking made us all forget the past, made his own world, let the multiverse be destroyed, and ruled over everything as the god of it. We can't just let this guy run wild. However, if at the end of Secret Wars, Doom plays it off, talking to Sue like, yeah, the witches did get inside my head. They did kind of put a spell on me. They did alter my personality and who I was. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to save the multiverse. And he's going to say things like, remember, I came to you in the beginning. That's the post-credit scene we see for the Fantastic Four First Steps. Doom going to the Fantastic Four to basically explain what is happening. According to the recent reports that we've heard from insiders, Doom is aware of the incursions that are happening. He's actually built a machine to try and stop them. That machine explodes and reportedly scars his face and kills his family, right? So there is vengeance there. But what we've heard is he goes to Reed in the Fantastic Four to tell them, hey, incursions are happening. The multiverse is dying, right? Universes are colliding with each other. I've tried to stop it, but I can't. We have to work together. We have to go to some other universes as well to, one, get allies, but two, stop enemies, right? So that is his whole MO in the beginning. He is at least making it seem like part of him probably truly is trying to save the multiverse at first. I do believe that he's trying to be good at first, but due to, revenge and seeing Steve Rogers and things falling apart, he ultimately decides, yeah, I gotta rule this thing. I do believe at first he's trying to be good and save the multiverse, but it's Doom. Eventually, he's just gonna want to rule. But he goes to the Fantastic Four and asks for help. So I think at the end, Sue thinking, oh, this isn't Dr. Doom. This isn't the Victor that I know. Something's going on with him. That's good because I think Doom can play off of that and say, yeah, that wasn't me. Yeah, I had these witches and they messed with my mind. Right? One of them got in my head and I didn't know. I wasn't myself. I was foggy. I was kind of doing what she made me do, or he made me do, whoever he blames on. Because that way, in the new universe, they might not all buy that completely, but they can kind of give a benefit of the doubt. That way they can just kind of monitor him and then kind of be like, okay, because think about it. It's the big bad of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Okay, your big bad's probably not dying. It would be just insane if they killed Dr. Doom. It would be insane. They should never do that. And again, another problem that we've had is actually the connection between Doom and this specific Fantastic Four. If they're going into the new universe, which we know this Fantastic Four cast is, they're already working on the Fantastic Four 2, then it really needs to be the same Dr. Doom in the new universe as well. RDJ's Dr. Doom. Because otherwise, how are you going to have all that history and backstory? So this could solve another problem as well, hinting that this exact Dr. Doom has that relationship with the Fantastic Four. It's a strong relationship, and he'll continue to have that moving forward past the soft reboot. But with Doom being in the new universe, again, he's still a big bad. They're not just going to be like, oh, hey, yeah, let's live peacefully with him. That would be like them defeating Thanos, bringing everybody back from the snap, but they don't kill Thanos and he just continues to live on in that universe and nobody cares. Like that would never happen. But again, if they can offer him the benefit of the doubt a little bit based on a past relationship they have with him, then they can let him live in the new universe, but be very wary of him. And again, he's gonna strike at some other point, right? It might not be until 2 phases down the road, but we know that he's there. And by that time, they probably could recast and say it's the same Doom, but it would be really hard because RDJ is just, I mean, it's RDJ. We all know him, right? But luckily, this report, I think, points to a lot of great things, and it really points to Marvel Studios seemingly having a really good plan as far as Dr. Doom's connection to the Fantastic Four goes, and as far as his future in the new universe goes as well. So I think this is great news. Go ahead and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Avengers Doomsday news. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.